Okay, so we are now doing day 7 of learning Japanese with AI, and we're just going to jump right into it. It's going to be generated, the schedule for today is going to be generated through ChatGPT itself. I was having some errors with OBS, and then I fixed it. So then let's do this. It says memory full, we'll have to check that later. But for now, the main chat. What is the practice schedule for today? It says kanji, vocab, and grammar. That's a basic set. So I'm gonna ignore that, ironically. Let's see, but I want to do conversation and reading practice since I haven't done that yet. Interesting. I also want to include kanji. This is kind of pointless right now. I'm just doing this for fun, but this is probably what I should do. I want to include kanji every day. It's not doing memory updates anymore, so let's actually check this out. I guess the more that I'm doing this, the more I'm realizing I titled yesterday's practice session like limitations of ChatGPT. This is another one that I am now realizing and learning. So how do I actually check the memory again? I'm actually not sure, but I'm going to type in memory and click on this because I think that's how I did it last time. Yeah. Okay, this is useless. This is fine because we can just tell it this is not true. Interesting. It seems to have put in all the words that I do know, which is really good, but it also seems like the memory is shared across different things because this isn't the vocab thing. Yeah, and it also is doing stuff like has a lot of experience with explainer videos and is Asian American. That's stuff that I did a long time ago for voiceover stuff. Feels that plans they're seeking more consistent practice. Okay, we don't need these. We definitely don't need this. I don't think it needs to know that I'm Asian American. I mean, this much is obvious. We're good with that. Okay, it's no longer showing a progress or percentage bar, so I'm gonna X that out and just do a little refresh. Memory is no longer full, so that should be fine. But let's go ahead and do this. We're going to do conversation practice first since it's a new one. And also, I believe I should be capable of streaming the next session just because I added background music. Everything is my own original piano music that I created, so I don't have to deal with copyright stuff, hopefully. I don't get copyrighted for my own music. And then I have a new setup with my phone just being here, so it's like easier for me to deal with other things, or easier to see ChatGPT as well while I'm doing kanji stuff. So everything is pretty much set, and I'm using my A7C, so that should be pretty solid compared to the ZVE one. But that is just an aside. Let's go ahead and get back to it. Conversation practice. This should be interesting. It's a new one. I'm debating whether or not I should do reading practice first. I feel like I'm just going to do reading practice first. And let's go ahead and start timing this. 20 minutes for each. And I will abide by the time fully this time and just like move on no matter what I'm doing. Maybe just give myself an extra minute if I'm really in the middle of something. I already don't know what this is. I mean, yeah, I don't know what this is. Is this? It's not shumatsu, is it? I feel like shumatsu has a different kanji on the right side. 何々は友達と映画を見に行くことにしました。朝ごはんを食べた後、映画... This isn't 映画, right? Getting confused. Is it 映画? Yes, it is 映画. But what is this right here? Something へ行きます。映画館? Maybe. 新しいアクション映画 Don't know what this is. されたのでとても楽しみです。その後、ランチを食べる予定です。I think that's 予定。友達は日本料理が好きなので、寿司屋に行くつもりです。I'm guessing at a lot of these. I don't know the kanjis exactly, but it's like I see it sometimes. So I'm guessing that this is what it is. Ni iku tsumori desu. And for the most part, if I'm saying it out loud, I do understand what it means. I can translate it later. Okay. Gogo wa something that is this koen and is this sampo? I'm not sure. Oshite riraksu shimasu. It's like relaxing. So if I were to guess, this is talking about like a plan on the weekend to go to the movies with a friend, and they're gonna watch the movie after breakfast. It's a new action movie that this person is excited about, and then after the movie they're gonna eat lunch. They have a plan to eat lunch, and the friend really likes Japanese cuisine, so they're gonna eat at a sushi restaurant, or they're planning to eat at a sushi restaurant. And then in the afternoon, they're gonna walk around a park and relax. That is what I got from this. Okay, so we're gonna answer the questions in Japanese. Eiga no youtei ga arimasu. Should I answer in Japanese or should I answer in English? I'll answer in Japanese. It's more practice. どのような映画を見に行きますか? どのような I'm gonna assume that means genre. Action. How did they spell it? Action. Okay, I got it right. Action の映画。あちは何を食べるつもりですか? Sushi です。午後はどこに行く予定ですか? I'm going to assume it is a park. I'm not sure. Koen. Spelling koen wrong. Koen. I'm not going to correct myself. It doesn't look like the kanji. Sorry. I need to drink some water. It actually does look like the kanji. Never mind. I am just tripping. So, what was it earlier? Was it also koen earlier? No, this is not koen. But it has the first character of ko. And then, I know that kanji. It's the one for open. But, I don't know. Let's just hit enter. It says here that it's action eiga instead of action no eiga. I actually talked to my native source. I'm just going to start saying it like that. My native source said something about pronouns relating to the no thing. So if it's like a specific item, then you don't need no. But I'm not fully sure how that works because eiga isn't exactly... Or is that specific enough? I don't know. I'm gonna look this up actually. I feel too uncomfortable not knowing it. When does no come before a noun for descriptions? Yeah, that's not very useful. I'll ask ChatGPT and see. Describing a relationship between two nouns. Okay, I mean this much, that one's obvious. Describing the category of something is treated as a set phrase. Saka. Yeah. If you're adding more description or need to clarify, you might use no. Ninki no action eiga. The first word is functioning like an adjective. No needed between Nihongo and kyoshi. Nihongo kyoshi. But if you're just describing something more loosely or not as a fixed term, you can use no. Nihongo no kyoshi. Shigoto no tools. I don't know how to say that. Words combining words that form a category or concept like action movie or soccer match. If you're unsure, think about whether the first word is modifying the second as part of a category or whether you're describing something more loosely. Okay, got it. I think I got it. But that sort of clarifies it, I think. Okay, this is also correct, though you can make it more complete by saying tomodachi wa sushi o taberu tsumori desu. Koen desu. Correct. If you'd like to expand a bit, gogo wa koen de. I still don't know what this is. Let's see. What is? It is sampo. Okay. Okay, nice. Now I'm just going to ask it for the hiragana version just because I want to verify everything. Okay, so now they're going to give some clarifications. So it is shumatsu. I was just completely wrong about this not being the second kanji. This is my fault for never paying attention to kanji. When I talk to native speakers through texting and stuff, what I end up doing is like, I just look at, or I just use the translate function in line. So it's kind of really bad. I should try to read the kanji a bit better. But that's why I'm here and that's why I'm trying to practice. So shumatsu no, what's this? Keikaku. I'm guessing that's like a plan. Can you now give the translation for the passage as well? So keikaku is plan. Okay, 週末は友達と映画を見に行きます。見に行くことにしました。It's kind of confusing to me. 行くことにしました is like making a decision, I guess. I'm gonna ask, can you explain? にしました means to decide to. にする. Interesting. Kind of surprised that I didn't know that. Like, I guess I never used that. There was like another one that I learned. It was like the volitional form with to omoimasu or to omoteimasu. It's like deciding to. Let me ask. Is it similar to volitional form plus to omoimasu? Yes, you're right. The structure is somewhat similar to volitional form with to omoimasu. There are some differences in nuance and usage. Let's break it down. Iku koto ni shimashita, meaning I decided to go, indicates a decision you've made. It's often used when you're talking about plans or commitments. Ikou to omoimasu, I think I will go or I intend to go. This expression is more about your intentions or thought process rather than a firm decision. It suggests that you are considering or leaning towards the action, but may not have fully committed to it yet. I think I will go and will intend to go. What about volitional plus to omotte imasu? I am thinking of doing or I have been intending to. This structure suggests that you have ongoing intentions or plan to do something. It conveys that the intention is not just a passing thought. It reflects more of a continuous state of mind regarding the action. Key differences: to omoimasu versus to omotteimasu. Omotteimasu emphasizes the intention has been considered over a period of time and indicates that you are actively thinking about it. To omoimasu is about stating a current thought or intention without the ongoing aspect. Yeah. I remember learning it in language school, and, you know, obviously the senseis are just speaking Japanese. So I think they would say, like, okay, if you're saying to omotteimasu, it's like, oh, you're still thinking about it. But to omoimasu means like, oh yeah, you've decided at this point. But ni suru is something I learned in like restaurants, like when you want to order something specific. And then you just say the name of whatever you want, like toriniku ni suru, like you want to order chicken basically. But I guess it can also be used for a verb with koto ni suru, or shimashita or shita. So ryoko ni iku koto ni shita, I decided to go on a trip. But what if it's just ni? Let's say ni suru. What's the difference between ni shita and ni suru? To decide to make something. This is in the present tense, indicates a decision that you're currently making or intend to make. You might use it when you're about to decide or are in the process of making a decision, like you're about to. This means you already decided and you already made it. Okay, it's a little subtle in my opinion. Like I feel like in some situations it might be interchangeable, but I think for the most part I understand. But yeah, I've had exposure to it before. I just have to like reform it in my head to also include like verb koto ni suru or ni shita. Okay, let's continue. 朝ごはんを食べた後、映画館. I was right about the kan. That's like, what else could it be after 映画? 映画館へ行きます。新しいアクション映画が what does it say? 公開されたので I don't know what that means. Let's find out. Since the new action movie has been released, I'm really looking forward to it. 新しいアクション映画館が has been released, I guess. 公開? We'll do this after. その後、ランチを食べる予定です。Alright, we'll give myself one more minute. は日本料理が好きなので、寿司屋に行くつもりです。午後は公園で散歩をしてリラックスして。Okay, that's good enough. But let's just get a quick breakdown of this real quick. Here it is. 公開された was released. Okay, 公開された. I'm gonna ask you to break this down a bit more. Can you break this down a bit more? How has a minute passed already? That's like unbelievable to me. This is why I always go over. Okay, された means was done. It's the past passive form of the verb する. Release or public showing. 公開する. Past passive form of verb. My question is, why not use 公開した? Passive form by using された to focus on the action of the release and its effect. Okay, usage. This form is often used when discussing the state or condition resulting from the action. Using shifts the focus to the doer of the action. I see. That's slightly confusing, but I think I get it. It's sort of like a shift of subject, focus of subject, like what did what. The movie was released versus somebody released the movie, I think. Yeah, that's what it says here, to highlight who performed the action of releasing the movie. Okay, that is something I will need to work on more. I'm going to quickly use the restroom again. Gosh, I feel like I can't do one of these things without needing to use the restroom. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. As a quick aside, I did want to mention that I got some confirmation from my native source that said it was about the grammar stuff that I had a question about, and everything was pretty much legit. The way I used it, like this sentence right here, the しようとしてる. So the volitional form plus to. Okay, I get it. I need to move forward. So that's just something to note. Like, so everything here seems pretty good. It is good to know that I am learning things properly and not being misled anywhere, at least for grammar so far. But this is something I need to still work on, because I think without doing it a lot, I'm going to forget it eventually. Okay, let's move on to phase 2, which is texting or conversation. Switch model. Okay, be my Japanese language already, blah blah blah. Okay, もちろん日本語でお話ししましょう。今日は何をしましたか? Okay, let's see how fast I can do this. 今日はピアノを練習したり、昼ご飯を食べたりした。Can you please correct any grammar or mistakes that you notice as well? I guess having them corrected in Japanese is not a bad idea. Maybe if I can read it fast enough. Okay, let's read what they said. いいですね。ピアノの練習は楽しいですよね。昼ご飯は Oh yeah, I just realized something as well. This just came to my head. This is another aside, but like for the grammar stuff, for しようとする or whatever, there was an example I was trying to say, and I was using ga, which is like the but, like another way of saying but. Let's see if I can find the proper example. I should probably do this in the beginning, like just feedback that I got from my native source. But yeah, there was an example. I need to look for it right here. So 彼はタバコをやめようとしてるが right here. She told me basically if you're in conversation, you're never gonna hear ga. It's like she emphasized it quite a bit. So kedo is the one you're gonna hear. So it's just something to note. I think it's important to know, natural Japanese and how it's spoken versus like just only knowing the readings and stuff like that. But yeah, she says never use ga. Very, very emphasized. So emphasized. Yeah, I'll do that next time. I'll start off with any feedback I get with questions I have, so that I don't randomly interrupt what I'm doing like I just did. Okay. 昼ご飯は何を食べましたか? Okay. もちろん don't know what that is があったら問題? No. What is this? I don't want to keep asking ChatGPT to translate things for me, because it's gonna like hit a limit at a certain point. But at the same time, do I trust Google Translate? I feel like ChatGPT is actually a pretty decent translator, so never mind, I take back what I just said. I'm just gonna put this in the vocab thing. Mistake or error. Machigai. That's how it looks like, okay. があったら something しますね。あなたの字はとてもいいです。今日はピアノを練習したり、昼ご飯を食べたりした。I believe this says 正しい字です。ところで、ピアノ何を、what is this? を練習しています。What am I practicing? Okay, let's see. But let's quickly do this one so that I know. 訂正? What? I will correct it. 訂正しますね. Okay. Why is it not going into today? This is like annoying because I have to I need to make this simpler for myself to read. So I will make it one word. Oh, look at that. And now it decided to move. Okay. I'm going to call this conversation. Actually, let's just call it texting. And we'll call this reading. That's fine. And then we'll just call this kanji. And then we'll call this grammar. That way, everything is just like quick. I can read it immediately. And I should know where to go. Okay, we were texting. We read that already. I'm just going to confirm that this is tarashi. Should be vocab. Yes, tarashi. Okay, back to texting. Let's keep going. So we're going to answer 2 questions. They asked what I ate for lunch. Sando. Man, I don't know how to say sandwich. Sandwichを食べた。あとはピアノの練習の時、僕は耳コピーを This is a chance to say that I'm trying to do something. 耳コピーをしようとしてる。知ってる。しようとしてる。いい字ですね。ただ、just 少し something があります。Let's see what this is. 修正点 translates to correction point. Okay, 修正点。サンドイッチの This is the proper way. サンドイッチを食べた。Okay, got it. あと、正しい字ですが、もう少し something に言うと、let's see, 自然 more natural, okay. So where are we again? 少し no, not this one. もう少し自然に言うと、その後ピアノの練習の時、僕は耳コピーをしようとしているがいいでしょう。耳コピーは難しいですか？楽しいですよね。どんな What is this? It's not reading. Vocab. 曲 My native source says that word quite a lot when I talk about music, so that's the kanji for it. Got it. 曲どんな曲を耳コピーしていますか？いろな曲けど、今日はアメリカの曲。This is my issue. I just can't read the kanji, but I feel like this is actually pretty good practice. It's wonderful. It's splendid. 素晴らしいですね. So that's 素晴らしい. Okay. Oh, not this one. Texting. 少ししますね. Already forgotten what this is. I'm pretty sure I looked it up already. This bar right here is too big. They give quite a lot of information every time I do something. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna look it up again. What is this? Just give me a quick definition right now. I'll ask if I need more. Bubun, part or section. Bubun, I've heard of that before. No bubun desu ka? Shimasu ne. I want that defined. I will make a small correction. 少し修正しますね。いろいろな曲をやっているけど、今日はアメリカの曲だ。またはいろいろな曲を練習してるけど、今日はアメリカの曲だ。I've been told by my one of the senseis from language school that nobody really actually says da very often. It's used for like emphasis, and like a lot of anime characters apparently say it, is what she said. You'll sound like Luffy is what she said. The sensei. Luffy mitai. But I have heard people use it before. So I guess if you want to like sound more animated or sound more extreme, or yeah, you could add it, but for the most part, it's not said too often, or I don't hear it that often. So I don't know how natural that is. But my sensei is on the older side as well, so it's possible that that could be a generational thing. Not entirely sure. What is ChatGPT's opinion on that? I'll ask the main chat. Is your opinion on adding, let's see, for casual Japanese conversation, how often is da used versus dropped? Casual is often used, but it can also be dropped in many contexts. Emphasis or assertion in response to questions, more formal contexts. When it's dropped, casual speech, especially among friends, ending statements, informal contexts. Overall, da can often be dropped in casual conversations, especially if the meaning remains clear without it. However, using da can add emphasis or clarity when needed. As with many aspects of Japanese, the choice depends on context and the relationship you're speaking, relationship to the person you're speaking with. Okay, that's basically what I understood about it already. This phase is almost over. I'm gonna be mean to ChatGPT. この会話はつまらないよ。他のトピック欲しい。So I basically said this topic is boring. Let's talk about something else or a different topic. わかりました。もっと面白い Looked like they didn't correct me. Topic. It's topic, not topic. Topic ni shimashou. Okay, we don't have time to continue this, but we'll do this tomorrow. I think that's why I decided to randomly do that. But I like this. This one's pretty fun. It's like I am learning vocab at the same time. I don't know how much of it I'm retaining, but at the very least, it's like something. It's more engaging than compared to just getting the words and reading out the definitions and stuff like that. Okay, next phase. Phase 3 with kanji. So let's get it done. And this thing just is constantly like this for some reason. So can I say anything? Can I refresh? Yeah, it does not let me do anything. I think we're just gonna have to create a completely new kanji one. Let's just do it in the main chat right now. Can you give me 5 kanji from JLPT and 4 to work on? Okay. It looks like we already know some of these. Kyo to teach. But there's so many things with kyo. This is the only new one, but let's write it down. We can finally bring this in. All right, so it looks like there is the earth thing, this little slash with ko. I feel like we've learned this already, like before the break. Oshieru? Yeah, I remember writing this before, so it's, yeah, I have done this, definitely. So let's just do a new set. Can you give me another set of 5? Okay, this one's a good one. These are some that we learned today. I don't know how useful this one is, so I'm just gonna skip it for now and focus on these 4, since I hear them very often. Okay, so okuru has the slide thing, and then what looks like 10 with 2 dots on top. Okuru, descend. I use this very often because whenever I talk about messages, or like if I want someone to send me a message or something like that, I say 写真を送って写真を送ってくれる? Like, can you send me that photo? Let's go to the next one. This one looks so confusing. Actually, when you break it down, it kind of looks like sukunai. Like this bottom part looks like sukunai a little bit, but it seems to be combined. And this part looks like ue with the thing, and this part looks like sukunai. Then to borrow, aruku is very common as well. To borrow has the person radical or leader radical according to Wanikani. That thing, I have no idea what that is. Sort of looks like 2 earth symbols together, but I'm pretty sure there's a better way to do it or think of the radicals. And then to return kaeru is Very, very common. And I learned it in language school as well. So I should be able to do it, but you know, I've kind of forgotten. And I can't believe it, but I need the restroom again. All right, so we are back. Let's see here. Let's ask ChatGPT to break down some radicals for me so I can more easily remember this. Can you break down the radicals? Like I said, we're not going to worry about luck, so got the slide one, which means movement, and then it ignores the rest. Lovely. Okay. Then we got to walk. This one. Tomaru means to stop. Nice. And it ignores the bottom one. Lovely. And then we have kariru. It seems to only do one of them. This one's also the wrong one. Okay. Let's actually do this with wanikani. Starting with this one. Oh, look. Oh, no. That's not the same one. To send something. Meaning, reading, context, kanji composition. Kanji composition. Okay, we got horns and then we got heaven. On its scooter, a horned creature from heaven will take things you want to send there. Okay, yeah. They're doing the mnemonic stuff as well. Like I said before, I'm not going to really go by this. It's just extra information. It's a good way to remember it. It is, but I'm kind of stubborn in this sense, and I'm okay with just knowing that, you know, seeing this is okureru. But yeah, I recommend actually using the mnemonic. I think for me, I just don't want to right now at this moment. Maybe I will change my mind. Okay, now we have aruku. What do the horns mean though by itself? Horns. Yeah, I guess there's no meaning. Let's ask ChatGPT. What does the horns radical mean? No, it's not talking about the right thing. Can I delete stuff? It's like, is there a way to delete this answer? Faster for everyday tasks. Try again. Good response, bad response. Copy, read aloud. Nope. I'd like to have this gone. It's just like extra information unneeded. Okay. Is there any way to copy the horn radical? Yes. What does, this radical mean? Oh my gosh. Gotta be careful. This light just fell. I don't know if you can see. You can't see, okay. But this light just fell and it was kind of scary. Gotta balance it a bit better next time. Anyways, let's get back to it. All right, so more commonly seen as part of a more complex character or in its more standard form, hachi, however, in certain contexts is used to denote actions related to splitting or dividing. I don't know if this is accurate. I'm not gonna worry about it. At this point, I'm like fully sure that okuru, that kanji, contains horns in it, so that's good enough. I'm not gonna look at it. Let's redo it. Try to avoid looking at it. Okay, okuru. We got the slide, and then we got the horns, and then we got ten, or heaven. Okay, and that should be okuru. Let's check it out. Yeah, and once again, I'm sure it's with the ru like that, but we can type it in just to make sure. Okuru. Yeah, okay. Let's move along. So we have aruku. Let's break down the radicals. All right, we found it. Let's go to the kanji composition. There's stop in it. There's also small, and there's also slide. I'm kind of curious, what does sukunai look like? Because yeah, it looks like that, which is, yeah, exactly that. Sukunai means like little, you know, like very little, or like the amount is little. So small and slide. But tomaru is helpful because it does make me think of like a person who stops walking. But now I'm curious to what they say about sukunai. Few, that's a better way to describe it. Few for the kanji composition. Just small and slide, of course that makes sense. Okay, I'll just do a test at the end. Kariru, to borrow. This one is a kanji that I'm far less familiar with because I just don't use this word very often. And it seems it's not showing up here. Oh, this shows all the levels, so I guess this kanji is just not here. Strange. It's a pretty common one. Kariru. Okay, well, that's too bad. I guess it just isn't deemed as an important kanji to Manikani. Either that or something's happening with the search function. So either way, let's just move on. Don't want to waste time. We do know that the bottom one is... What is the bottom one? It's not meh. Meh has 2 lines. Let's just look for a kanji with that symbol. I mean, Shiro has that in it, so I'm sure I can find it that way. Never mind. I guess it's considered its own. I'm sure we can find it just looking through kanji. I found it. He, sun. Okay, the sun radical. Got it. Nichi. And then, like I said, sort of like the two earth symbols combined. I doubt that's a good way of thinking of it, but I don't want to spend too much time like looking for a radical and just to try to figure out what it means. So yeah, I'm just gonna remember that it looks like that for kariru, which means to borrow. And then kaeru. Kaeru is a good one. I'm kind of curious to what they have to say. I'm very surprised that it isn't here. Try typing it in Google and see what I can get. They have it here. It's number 15. I guess they don't have everything shown at once. Next time I'll just do that again. But these are the particles right here. I mean the radicals. Okay, knife, forehead, towel. It sort of looks more like a saw to me. Wolverine, radical, forehead, and then towel. I can sort of see that. Yeah, it's like a towel hanging. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, let's just do a quick test. We're going to do every kanji excluding okuru and see if I can write it all out. Let's start off with okuru is the first one, and then we had kariru. Let's do that one. Oh man, this is gonna be so out of order. Okay, kariru has the person in it, person radical, because it's someone borrowing something. Then it has sort of the thing that looks like two earths, and then the sun. Was it the sun? Possibly. And then we have what we just did, which is kaeru. I feel like it's kind of cheating. The saw thing with yo from katakana, and then the forehead with the towel like that. So that's kaeru. This is kariru. And there was one more. What was it? I'll do my best not to look at the kanji and just look at the hiragana. Okay, there you go. Aruku. Okay, I didn't look at the kanji. I know what the kanji is though. It is the same as tomaru with sukunai, like that. Except it looks much smaller, like that. Okay, that should be accurate. Yes, it is. That's pretty much it. Those are the four that I just learned. Let's check out. Yes, it was Nichi, or the sun radical at the for kariru. You know what? I'm gonna do this with wanikani as well. Okay, there it is. Okay, I got it. I will finish up. Long ago. So this radical is like a combined thing. Okay. Long ago. Looks like it's in a few other stuff as well. There's one thing that I'm not doing right now that I feel like I should be practicing, that I did practice in language school, is this is good now. We don't need this. I look frozen. I am frozen. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna put this back. One thing that I did in language school was, I learned multiple readings for these kanjis, and it helped, I feel, with understanding the meaning of the kanji in different contexts and like with different combinations and stuff like that. ChatGPT was giving me that stuff earlier as well, which I thought was good, but there's not enough time to do that unless I focus on like 2 to 3 kanji per day instead. So it's a question of whether or not, like, how deep do I want to learn the kanji, and how much do I want to learn? Like, do I want to just learn surface level to be able to read like simple words, words that I basically already know, or do I want to be able to really, really know the many uses of that kanji? It is a question I will have to answer as I go, because we are out of time and I have a lot of other things I need to get done. All right, so I would end this thing with the camera, but it seems something has gone wrong. Why is there a thumbs up there? I'm just gonna check this view. It's frozen too. That's kind of hilarious. All right. So both of my camera views froze. Like what the heck? And I don't know what's happening. I don't know why it's doing that. So yeah, it looks like I still haven't figured this out. It's kind of crazy how I still haven't figured this out, but it's fine. I will stream anyways. I don't think the camera view is that important. I think the main view with the ChatGPT is the most important thing. So if it blanks, freezes, dies, or whatever, it doesn't matter. I'll just try streaming tomorrow and see how it goes. All right, catch you guys in the next one.